What's going on, T3 family? JC White back again, and I want to talk to you guys about hex bar and straight bar deadlifts, okay? Which one is right for you and when should you be doing it, okay? So, we're first getting into the gym. Hex bar deadlift is gonna be the easiest thing for our body to adapt with, okay? It's a little bit more knee dominant. The position to actually get into the movement is a little bit easier. And if you're completely new to deadlifting, it's gonna help you get into that position a lot easier than a traditional straight bar, okay? So same thing here when you're doing this one. Hips are going back, arms going down, using the glutes and everything like that to drive away from the floor. And what I want you to think about is like you're pushing the earth away from you, okay? A lot of times when people do deadlifts incorrectly, they're doing it with their back. So they start to pull the weight with the back. And if you see my back move first, my thoracic spine, the middle portion of my back, that means that that's where the weight is at. That's when people walk away and say, oh, deadlifts are bad for your back. It's like, no, you're just doing them correctly. So I'm showing you guys today how to do these correct, all right? So glutes, everything tight, lats engaged. Lats is this muscle right here, okay? Lats engaged, pushing the earth away from me, coming up, squeezing my hips at the top, okay? Hips back first, light pause, coming up, away from me, okay? The reason why this is a lot easier is, for one, if you actually look at the difference in the bars, this is gonna be sitting a little bit higher than an actual straight bar here, okay? So that's gonna help you get into that position if you don't have the greatest ankle dorsiflexion. So if you're this movement right here, your ankle's a little tight, start off here. Now, as we've been training for a couple months, a couple years, and ready to come over to the king of all kings of deadlifts, and ready to do a straight bar deadlift, a conventional deadlift, so where our stance is close together, this one's gonna be a little bit more difficult for us to adjust with, all right? But I'm gonna give you some cues today to help you do that. So, before we had it at a neutral grip, all right? So it was out here on the side. Now we're either gonna go to one hand under, which would be our less dominant hand, and one hand over, our more dominant hand. Or when we first start, what I want you guys to do is have both hands over so we can not create any muscle imbalances. So same thing here, you take that same movement, push your hips back, okay? Knees start to bend, lats will engage. What we're gonna do is push the earth away from us. That's the first part about that we're gonna do throughout this movement, okay? The back isn't rising up first. We're pushing the earth away from us, feeling all the tension in our glutes and our hamstrings, gliding the bar along our thighs, and then hips coming up and squeezing at the top, okay? Same thing going back down, hips back down first, then bending the knees, okay? So all in one motion, looks like this, tight. Now, there's gonna be different points when and where and why you wanna use these. If you're looking to build the most muscle and strength, you are not an athlete, this is gonna be the movement for you, okay? If you're an athlete, you want something that's gonna be a little bit easier to adapt towards your sport, something that's gonna be a little bit more transferable, or you want a movement that's a little bit more functional, go to the hex bar. Easier for you to get into, more easily adaptable for your body, okay? So that's the difference between both of these movements. Start off with the hex bar. After you get comfortable with that, if your main goal is building muscle, transfer over to the conventional deadlift to the straight bar. All right. Good talking to you guys, T3 family.
And as always, like, subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed this video about which is the best deadlift for you. If you're interested in my coaching services, hit the link in the description below. Until next time.